Hi, guys, and welcome to Pen's Notes. I'm Peniel, and who do we have here today?
QI.
Iman.
Queen.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, what's up?
So, what did you guys note this week? Anyone can go first.
Okay, KY, you go.
Yeah.
No, you're going on the spot.
I saw something on X about going through your partner's phone, and
Here we go.
that's just been bothering me.
Why is it bothering you?
To be honest, I know friends who've gone through their partner's phone.
Mm-hmm.
I've personally never done it before. But to be honest, like it's one of them ones where it's like if I trust you, have my password, vice versa. So I don't really see any problem unless you have something to hide.
Yeah.
And then
And I agree with that because, for me, what I always saw is like my parents had each other's passwords. Like my dad knows my mom's password, my mom knows my dad's password. So for me, it's like if you're not cagey with your phone, then there's no need for that. Because I think going through your partner's phone is based on like there's a lack of trust, right? It's like you don't trust them.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what are you hiding? But I feel like that sometimes maybe you know that okay, your man is a cheater or your girlfriend is a cheater or whatever. But sometimes I feel like that distrust comes from like let's assume I'm like. KY can be like, oh, I'm going somewhere. He's like, oh, can you help me hold my phone? Yeah. And he gives it to me. But if your partner is like, oh, let's assume you can see that their hand is falling. Like they have too many things in their hand and they're dropping things. They're like, oh, let me hold some things for you. Yeah. And that phone is the one that they're holding like this.
Oh, you know
what I'm saying? You'd be like, what are you hiding?
Yeah.
Like you be.
And it's not even just like for like, oh, let me look through your messages or whatever. It could just be like, I don't know, transfer bank app. I don't know. There's something random. And if it's a thing where it's like they're withholding it, then it's like,
bro, because even with my friends, okay, they were like, let's assume we take pictures and I have the pictures on my phone. Okay, do you want to airdrop? And I give you my phone, like airdrop
exactly.
it. But if you see that every single time you're doing that, the guy is like, he doesn't
Actually
even
shady.
touch, even glance at the phone. Then it's actually probably something that, you know,
100%.
so I can understand when, you know, because me, I personally feel like I've gone through someone's phone before.
Same.
But it's
No, we have to hear her own story.
I need this tea. This is some premium tea. Do you want to go?
Yeah. I don't believe in looking at people's phone, but if you have a reason and you're suspecting, please look through that phone. And go and find what you need to. So basically, I was talking to this person and there was this babe that he was just always very chummy with. And I was like, I don't know about her, but he kept lying to me that, oh, she's just his friend. She's just his friend.
My sis.
And then normally he used to give me
he
gave me his password. Somebody has actually used that stupid lie against me.
Cousin.
Yes. Somebody that was his cousin and it was not his cousin. And I was like, okay, he gave me his password. I normally don't use, there was no need to ever check, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to just check. And lo and behold, what did I find?
Of course.
Many things.
I feel like
many things.
We always have
Intuition.
Yeah, you always have intuition.
You always have to trust your intuition, and that's what I agree with because I genuinely believe that like even when you feel like when you have that compelling feeling that okay I need to go through his phone because you know that there's something there.
Yeah, exactly.
But at point when you already have that, just the relationship has
it's over. It's over. There's nothing to talk about again.
Babes always have intuition until it's time to buy and DM a babe on Instagram for hair. And they'll sell fake hair. They'll sell fake hair. It's always that.
You know what? Because
Fair enough.
That intuition is going off that topic that you said about cousin. Like, did you guys see this thing on Twitter? Me, they even call the X. Like, I never call that thing X. This thing that happened on Twitter where this babe was like, "Why did I help my boyfriend plan a birthday for his cousin?" And that same cousin, he proposed. That used that birthday to propose to her.
No,
my dear.
No.
Yes, sir. It was going something along. It was something similar to that. Either like because it was like cousin or like sister. So it was like one family relative name that he was using to call her. So it's like, I helped him plan a birthday for this person.
Stop. That's wicked.
I feel like that's just you don't have a spine. Like why can't you just yarn that? Why will you say your cousin or your sister? And I was planning it.
Yeah,
I was calling vendors. I was saying hello, please. Can you make?
Do you know
no, that's not
in
cool.
this Lagos. Do you know how tough it is to plan?
Yeah, no, that's not.
Was it in Lagos?
Actually, I don't know. But I know. I think the person was Nigerian, so I don't know if they were based in Lagos or whatever.
It sounds like a Lagos thing, sure.
Yeah. They'll say, oh, my sis, I've known her since we were yet so something fishy going down.
That actually just stressed me out. Jeez.
But Iman, what's your own hot take?
So it's two. And it's very unserious. So the first one is incompetent service providers. I just feel like, why can't you just do your bloody just to pack the groceries inside the bag? You can't do. Like, why? Yeah. And then second thing is cost of living crisis. Brioche bread was like 40,000 naira.
Bro,
why is it 40? No. Why is it 40,000 naira?
40K.
Yes, and it was in Delhi's.
40K.
But maybe let me carry myself go there because who asked you to go to Delhi's? But
wait for one loaf.
Yes, one loaf. One loaf. So yeah, those are my hot takes. I really annoyed
me. We don't eat bread anymore.
Seriously, I love bread. I love bread. Bro, I need some nice.
I feel like I have a bread addiction.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, low-key.
Yeah, same. No, like it's just so nice. Those are my two hot takes.
Was that your thing about like service providers? I think that's one thing I've specifically noticed as well. Is that like I feel like people, especially because obviously we're in Lagos right now. This is like post Detty December. I can't call it Detty December, but whatever. But like. That's one thing I've really noticed. Nigerians are so comfortable with incompetence because it's like, it's part of the culture here. And it's starting to annoy me because it's like, if I'm telling you this is the service, like, I saw this thing Twitter. And I feel like some people doing this TikTok. What is Twitter? I love Twitter. Let's go together real bad. So I just saw this thing on Twitter where this babe was like, a guy has said that he went to Ebano. He said, do you guys have cranberry? They said, the juice or the fruit? He said, the juice. They said, oh, sorry, no, we don't have. Okay. He said, okay, the fruits. Oh, sorry, no, we don't have. He said, okay, so why did you ask? The guy said, I was curious. What?
That's so insane. That's so insane.
Even the other day when I was trying to do my hair, I think I had asked them, they said send a picture of the hair. I sent them the picture of the hair. And I can't remember what it was exactly that they were saying, but they asked me a question. I think they asked me, I can't remember what they asked me. But they asked me a question that basically was like, oh, would you be doing this? And I was like, oh, yes, I'll be. I said, yes, I'll be doing it. No, I'll be doing it. And they were like, sorry, no, we don't have it. So I'm like, so why are you asking me this? Because they'll ask you a question like, I don't know, would you need us to provide expression? Yes, I will need. Actually, we don't have. Instead of you to just say, oh, just bear in mind, we don't have. Do you get what I'm saying? The way they it's like everyone is just used to, and it'll be rubbish, but everyone's like,
everyone
is used to it. You get immune to it.
Laugh because if you want to laugh, you
cry.
So like I organized like something like earlier, like in November, December, and just like talking to the vendors, like, okay, why are you giving me rubbish? I give you what to do, and my brother would be like, it's fine, just leave it. But I'm like, I'm not paying him.
Yeah, like, exactly. You need to get your money's worth.
Again. Like, you can't just bring rubbish for me
and then I'll accept it.
And that's the thing. Because even, so my friend is an event planner, and basically she was telling me about how she was working with this one vendor, and I think she was like trying to call the vendor, like the vendor was late or something, and she was like, this is Nigeria. And she was like, I don't care about whether this is Nigeria. My business, I don't run it like this. Because it's one of those things where like Nigerians will come and use it. Everybody's late. Everybody's to do rubbish. Whereas like, if you're paying for a service, give me that service. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, she's like, me, I don't care whether you're telling me this is Nigeria or whatever. Like, if I'm telling you be here at this time, because I think the person was like, the person was now delayed. And one thing I also hate is when they now delay and then they come and say, sorry, because of this delay, that they own delayed. We cannot do it again. I had a tailor. Hey, God. I had 2 weddings to go for in this Lagos. I messaged my tailor, let's say by November 1st week. I told her the clothes were even by her. My parents had dropped the clothes to her by like 2nd week. I'm chasing up this tailor. The tailor is telling me, I'm moving store, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm chasing up. 1 month goes by, I'm still chasing up this tailor. Then I tell her, the wedding is in 2 weeks, auntie. I need to make sure that this dress is. By this time, she'll even ask me for my measurements. I'm like, the wedding is in 2 weeks, because she'll say we'll do virtual measurements. What
was virtual measurement?
I had to virtually go to my friend's house, and my friend measured me, and I sent it to her. Because she'll say, oh, we'll do virtual measurement today, tomorrow, next tomorrow. Like, it just kept moving. So when it was now 2 weeks, I was like, auntie, I need this dress. I need it in good quality by the time of the wedding. She just said, this one will be express, so... Express as my express wedding dressmaking. Meanwhile, she had the dress, she had materials in November 1st week.
Oh my God.
She said, this one will be express, so... And I'm like, is everybody mad? No, imagine me. Someone that she wanted to charge me for 2 dresses, she said 500k. I said, you're mad.
For what?
For 2 dresses, sewing. She said 500k. I said the cost of living, that thing you said about cost of living cannot be that bad. It's crazy. But Queen, what's your own hot take?
I have 2 as well. I don't know if I should mention both of them. I'll start with the second. So basically, this is something, I'm guessing you guys have all noticed this. But you know when you order, thankfully I haven't been having to Uber this time around. But when you like want to get an Uber or Bolt or whatever it is, and then you order like whether you order Uber X, whether you order Uber
luxurious,
Go, whatever it is, there's a serious Suzuki that's coming. He's coming. What's not the point?
Ubers are not cute in Lagos.
They're not cute at all.
No AC, you have to wind down. Yeah.
And I was sorry, before you say your second one, I was telling someone that there was a time, I think when Bolt and Uber first started, that you used to get some decent looking cars.
Oh, yes.
Now it's
100%.
Yeah, you enter this car, even you'll be praying, you'll be doing last prayer.
Oh my
God,
God.
I beg. Like the car will be looking.
There's no carpet in the back seat,
honestly.
gear, I mean, whatever.
The guy will stop to buy something. Like, it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Honestly.
I
There
told myself,
was one Uber I was in this time around, and this was like maybe the first or second time I took it this trip. And when I say I was praying for my life, the way this guy was driving, I think he had, sorry, I don't want to, I think he was actually like, because he kept like looking back every time. Anytime I would say something, he would kind of look back. Even the car was, the app was saying distracted driver.
I didn't know the app.
Yes. It has a sound that it says that.
If it's swerving or if it's too
collision or something like that.
I know the app was saying distracted driver.
I was
never
like,
even heard of that.
Techno.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it for me.
Me, I told myself I'm not doing Ubers in Lagos anymore because so I have this one friend, my friend, one of our mutual friends was visiting one of my friends, and they both live in phase 1, from what I'm understanding from the story she said. So I think they both live like a street apart from each other or whatever. So obviously she just was like, you live like 5 minutes away, I'm just going to call an Uber to your house. She called an Uber to the girl's house, my friend's house. They chilled. I said they were done chilling. She called an Uber back to the house. Do you know the Uber driver tried to kidnap her on the way back? Like literally 5 minutes down the road. My friend had to call her, tell her dad. And her dad had to enter the car and start looking for this other friend. And luckily, like, I think they were still at the junction or whatever. So he found her, like, took her out or whatever. I think he called the police on the driver. But it's like, because of the cost of living crisis, Nigeria is not a safe place.
Can we actually reverse?
That is
Bro,
very
the guy was taking in one straight road. The guy was trying to do like to take her somewhere. Actually, she was from what I'm understanding from the story of because she just put it on her close friends. Yeah. So I think I messaged her, but I didn't really understand the story fully. But I think what she was trying to say is that like, I think the person was trying to like the driver was trying to take her somewhere else. Yeah. And she was like trying to talk to the driver, and the driver was not green.
Yeah.
Something crazy, but it's like. Obviously, people are saying that, okay, the cost of living, people are whatever. Yeah. I mean, some people will say they're probably not going to do anything. They'll probably just ask you for like 50K or something like that. But it's like,
no, that's your safety.
But it's still your safety.
That's your safety.
I can imagine being traumatized.
And it's late at night as well.
Bro,
and I'm a girl. Like, no.
Me as a woman, I'm like, even it was not even my own story. I was not even there. I was even in America at the time it happened. But even because of that, I've not entered Uber again. Because I'm like traumatized. Because it's like...
So I think for me, it's like, okay, this is a job that you're doing and it's a service you're providing. I'm sorry that the government hasn't, giving you
done their part
in subsidizing how you live and like helping you and stuff like that, but this is a job that you're doing. That doesn't mean because you don't have money to make ends meet that you should kidnap your passenger to request for 20,000 naira.
And going off
doesn't
that,
make any sense.
Going off that, I definitely agree because I feel like Nigerians also have this mentality, and I don't want to get too much into this, but like Nigerians have this mentality that you owe them, like in terms of like, I can understand the cost of living is hard, and for me, one thing my parents have always taught me is like give, or like if you see people like even if someone helps you open your door, I can give you small money. I try if I have the cash, I try to do that. But then when it now becomes like an entitlement, especially when they think that you come from America, you owe them like cost of living. Wherever you are, China or America or India, it's all affecting all of us. Like the economy is bad globally. So it's like, it's like, I understand that yes, Nigeria is hard, but even another example is like, I feel like, obviously this is all like, I'm not sure if this actually happened, but I feel like one of the service providers I used yesterday stole from me. I feel like they actually stole from me. But it was a thing where like, because when I came back, they were kind of giggling and they were like ruffling their pockets because I think I left money on the, like, I left some money on the table. Yeah. But it was a thing where like, if they're taking some of that money, I won't have noticed. Yeah. But it's a thing where it was like, I was going to pay you for the service you were providing anyways. But like the way they were acting, I was like, for you to even think that is your job because someone has left money and okay, maybe your life is hard. You now feel like it's your job to come and steal from me. Like you don't know what I wanted to use that money for. So for me, it's like I hate that mentality where people feel entitled that okay, if this person can afford all of this money. Like even when I ordered food or something and or when I was doing this hair, the ladies were telling me, oh, is it not just this? I said, would you pay that? They said, oh, if I had the money, how do you know I had the no, because it's really one of those things where it's like the cost of living is ridiculous. I shouldn't be paying a certain amount for hair in Lagos. Where I'm telling you, like, I would rather, even for me, I'd rather pay the normal amount and tip everybody that helps me. Rather than paying an institution that I don't know. Like the woman, your boss that is giving you this price, they're living in luxury. They're living in luxury. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my own. But have you also
I had a second one. I don't know if I should say. But so basically on the way here, on the way to you, we're in the car and there was a guy in front of us, and he finished drinking one Hollandia drink like this, and he literally tossed the whole thing, like, you know, the big carton, tossed the whole thing out the car.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, he ordered, or I don't know, he bought, you know, this street stuff.
Yeah.
He bought it. He ate that one truth outside the car. I was just like, you're literally adding to the problem. You know, those people that's like are literally stuck in the mentality of, oh, the street is dirty anyway. This is not gonna add anything. But it's like, how is it gonna get better when you're like just so nonchalant about everything?
You know, there's that one lagoon by Lekki Phase 1. That one lagoon that is blocked. Like, it's even, in fact, it's not even green again. The thing is almost switching black. Like, even when you go to Ilashe, the water is dirty. The water is dirty.
I be jet skiing on that water. That's what I scared the most.
I saw one babe. You know that race car? She was doing the water splashing her body.
That's so nasty.
No, I can't. That was do me somehow.
There was this one time.
Someone told me I'm going to go jet ski, and I'm like,
Lagos.
Honestly.
Bro, it's crazy because even when even the night jetties, I mean, what they call it, you see the bottles crowded on the when you're entering the speedboat to go to it, you see it. So I'm like, no matter even if you're in the fanciest boat house, Ikoyi, whatever, everywhere is the whole water is dirty. So for me, it's like, I understand that people. I think it's also with Nigeria. I feel like an issue is also on education because the concept of like, maybe you don't know that the reason why it's so hot like this, global warming, all these different things, pollution, the reason why people can get bronchitis, the air is dirty. Even when you see all these trucks in front of you and it's blowing black smoke, like this is the reason. Like Nigeria is actually like, if we actually took time to actually try and make, if one person tried to make a difference, we could actually change it. But because people just don't care, it keeps getting worse. I think Nigeria is worse than 6 years ago.
Do you know
it
this,
keeps
like,
getting progressively worse.
When you're flying in and as soon as you, I don't know, enter Nigeria, the sky is yellow.
Guy.
You know when you
go to the sky is yellow.
You know when you go on Google Maps? Google Maps when you're in America, you now go to like Lagos, the maps is yellow. This is like,
yes. Like, you know those Mexican movies that they just
Mexican
filter like
they only do Mexican
So this one time I was going to do my sister's NIN number and I was drinking Capri Sun or Ribena. And so I was like, and I finished it, so I was looking for a bin to throw it. And this one was like, no, just throw it on the floor. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm going to try and find the bin. She's like, no, just throw it on the floor. I was like,
you.
No, I held on to the drink and I was still waiting for myself to finish. This woman came and grabbed me and just threw it on the floor. And I was just like, I don't
it's my fault.
I don't understand. Like, because you could tell I didn't mind even holding on to it till I found a bin. But you were so hell on just like, no, just throw it like that. It doesn't matter. And it's like, no. All these things matter. Like small things add up and lead up to something. So the least you would do is just find a bin and
find a bin. It's definitely on education because I'm pretty sure even in Nigeria, I'm sure the bins is probably one land meal. Land mine. They probably don't actually probably dispose of trash in Lagos. Thinking about it, they probably just dump it somewhere.
It's in the mainland. There's one like huge like trash dump.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on
is
the
it like
mainland,
proper like refined?
Nah, it's like a huge trash dump.
That's what they
because my church is around that area and it's just like it smells.
That's probably what they do.
So what happens when it gets filled up?
It's a landfill. Like I think it's a landfill, but like
I said last man, Loma. I think what they do is they just go somewhere and just dump it. They don't actually properly dispose of it, which is why like. I know like 4 people that had bronchitis in this trip back. I promise you, my brother, me, my friends, like it's because like the air quality just keeps getting worse and worse because people are not properly taking out their trash. People are not properly disposing of the trash. Like the government don't care. It's still moving the country.
And also, we don't have enough trees. We have too many penthouse buildings.
Bro.
We need trees and gardens. Please.
No, for real.
Like we need air to be circulating properly.
For real.
Crazy.
Okay, so we're gonna get into this episode. Oh, did I do my own? Oh, I didn't do my own. I realized. Okay. So my own hot take is shawarma is not 1K again. This has been since I stepped from the moment one of my little toe touched the Nigerian soil. I have been complaining about this, and it is so hard to find good shawarma. First of all, can we talk about? I need a dissertation level explanation of the fall of Ebano shawarma. What happened? They don't even have it anymore.
I know they have
Ebano doesn't even do it anymore.
Yeah, they don't have the stand anymore. If you go there, they don't have the stand anymore.
Shawarma, guy, it is so hard to find good shawarma in Lagos.
Farm City.
Where do you guys go? Prime City?
Farm
City.
I've heard of that one.
Are they good?
Yeah, it's good.
Where do you go?
Phase 1.
Should we try and taste?
We can try and taste.
You feel comfortable around that place?
It's not me that'll be going.
Fair enough. Like, it's not me I don't get judged. Because of shawarma, they'll be like,
you're there.
So you're there.
Farm City.
Oh, it's because of all the...
Yeah.
Wait,
what's that
one
you're talking about?
Oh, the posh.
You don't know Farm City?
Oh, really? That one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, as a man, I should go there the world.
get aroused for anything.
Like, why is he looking for something? Not just shawarma.
Spotted.
Small shoe and shawarma.
I'm not that
You got
curious.
me.
These are not like you.
Oh God! But for real, no, I feel like that's one thing that, and it goes back to kind of what we've been talking about in general, the cost of living. But it's like, guy, when I went to Norma, he's doing a thing. They said 1 sausage 7K, 2 sausage.
10K.
They do it by sausage now. Oh. Before 1K shawarma, 2 sausages, everything you want, even extra
highest 1.5
juices and
maybe.
sauce.
Highest
Oh,
1.5 before.
Ha! Yeah, highest 1.5.
Yeah,
Even 1.5, you'd be
1.5,
like, guy,
Yep.
8K now for 2 sausages. When 2 sausages was a
And it's
normal
so skinny.
standard.
They don't stuff that thing.
Oh yeah, it's actually very
so
skinny.
bloody skinny. Like,
It's very, very skinny.
Why are you being mingy?
Yeah.
Like, be generous with the meat.
Yeah, and because like it's not so expensive, the taste does not even taste like shawarma in general does not even taste as good as it used to. Like shawarma, I used to crave it.
Yeah.
Ha. But that's my own hot take, Sha. I can't lie.
Sorry,
That's really all we can say. But let's get into today's episode. So today's episode is kind of the theme of what we were talking about, like Lagos, life in Lagos. Obviously, everyone here, we all used to live in Lagos at some point.
Yeah.
We left Lagos and now we come back for like holidays to see family or just in general. So the first question I'm going to ask you guys, we listen, we don't judge. Dirty December. Like the concept of Dirty December. We listen, we don't judge.
Okay.
Say your wildest opinion about the concept of Dirty December. Like what something that annoys you, something you love, like the concept of like Dirty December, like what's something that you have in your heart about the concept of it? That
Why is everything booked up?
Oh yeah.
Why is it hard to just wash my hair?
I agree.
I don't want to do braids. I don't want to do wigs. I
Guy.
want to just wash the hair.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to wash the hair.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And it's getting worse every year. That's
Every
just the
year,
thing.
yeah.
Like, we'll stop coming soon.
Yeah.
The last time I was in Lagos, even if you wanted to just anything, you could just walk into the salon. Sit
Yep,
down,
exactly,
they'll do anything
exactly,
for you.
yeah.
These days, everyone booked up. Sorry, 10th of January is when we're opening. What do you mean?
And you know what's actually kind of interesting, because you see the people who are coming to like take all the appointments and stuff, they're like, oh, IJGBs.
Yeah.
But low-key, those are not IJGBs. Low-key, if you think about it, I feel like we're the real IJGBs because we actually lived in Lagos.
Yeah.
It's the ones that are just like, oh my God, I've never been.
And that is my own point. We listen, we don't judge. If you don't have family in Lagos, stop coming here, please. I'm so sorry.
You know what? I hear
I'm
that.
so sorry.
Yeah,
Go
'cause
to
it's like,
Jamaica,
what are you-
somewhere that's already or come in a different time.
We don't have
I feel
capacity.
like it's so
Yeah,
unnecessary.
it's
People
too
have to
full.
understand. I understand that Nigeria looks fun, but we actually come to see family and
Family,
friends
yeah.
and people that
This is where we-
live. This is
yeah.
our home.
Yeah.
We're not coming for. I mean, fair enough, the partying and the enjoyment
Yeah.
is part of it, but we're coming because this is our home. Like, do you get what I'm saying? We're coming home. We're not
Yeah.
coming for vibes. So if you want to come in May, March.
It's actually
April.
nice.
It's
It's
much
actually
cheaper.
very nice.
better.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. Yeah.
There's no
less traffic.
traffic.
It's cheaper.
And you
Exactly.
still have the parties.
Exactly.
Mako is still there.
Guys, let's
Zaza
spread
is
it
still
out.
there.
The fact that you guys are
Everything's
making it
there.
difficult for the people that actually come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the people that actually even live here as well. Like, you're making it more... Please. Nítorí Ọlọ́run.
As in, we're
Go
begging you.
somewhere
we're
else.
begging you.
Like, please.
No, but honestly, like the guys that live in Niger, they don't even go out in December because
Yeah.
it's like, so if it's a thing where you're trying to like, I don't know, meet people or we're trying to find your husband, as most
Yeah.
people come to Lagos for, like come in July.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like it's
But
just
for
too
real,
much.
it's cheaper. Like, I saw one, I think February, I saw a ticket was 1.5. I was like, and you guys are coming to come and spend 4K when you have no reason being here. You're just coming to come and say,
Yeah.
this December. So many people, there's one person I saw, I promise you, this American person. We met in America, but we had never seen face to face.
Yeah.
But we used to like text and stuff like that. And we saw in Lagos, we made eye contact and knock. We made eye contact. And I said, what are you doing here? He said, TikTok. And
Oh, not TikTok.
What are you doing here?
Do you know what is so interesting? Before I came,
Ariana.
Yeah.
the amount of get ready with me. What was that TikTok sound that they were all using?
Welcome to December.
Bro, every time I scroll, like,
Yeah.
and you know what's the funniest thing? When you open up the comments, oh my gosh, I'm going alone. Is there any groups? Can we link up? I'm like, is it literally that?
I don't understand.
You know what I
like,
mean?
why? And for me, it doesn't make sense because it's like most of you guys are like, I know somebody that came, then left for Christmas because obviously their family is not here. Then came back again after the.
Come
just
on
stay in your
now.
house. Stay in your
Come
yard.
on.
Just stay in your yard. If you want somewhere hot, I'm sure Europe or like America have some warm places.
Yeah.
That you could, Costa
Anyway.
Rica is seeming kind of nice at this time of year.
Costa Rica.
Like,
Let's
I don't
still
know.
endorse Lagos. Look,
Yeah,
we need the dollars.
I was gonna
No,
say,
but no, it's not like it's
So you
going
know what I was-
anywhere.
I was gonna-
It's the government and they're holding the money tight. It's not like it's
Yeah.
going to the economy
So I was
itself.
gonna say maybe let's not blame like you guys should really come in small batches, but let's not blame them fully and let's blame the Nigerian government for
Yeah,
not
for sure.
creating infrastructure to actually have capacity,
capacity.
capacity of people that come in.
Yeah.
So
even the people that live here, they don't even have the capacity.
Exactly. So please, Lagos government, do better.
Yeah. Honestly. But KY, what's your own? We listen. We don't judge Dirty December edition.
Yeah.
Dirty December.
What's something about the concept of Dirty December that you hold in your hearts?
Yeah, you're not vibing with.
Or you maybe.
Why am I spending 1 million on a random Wednesday?
Oh God, bro.
Everyone will tell you that, like, you call the club now.
Yeah.
We just want to do a bottle. Like, 1 million minimum spend. Well, sorry.
But I feel like when we see men in Lagos, we have to say president, general. Because men are blowing money in Lagos, baby.
We hail you guys.
And we hail you guys.
We really hail you guys.
Baby Lagos. Guy, I was so like, oh my God, I'm saving money. I was looking at my wallet today. I said, I can't wait. I was like, I don't want to go back to America because all of my money will have been half by now. I was looking at my wallet like, woo, I'm rich. We're up.
No, seriously.
You're living just a random Wednesday. You're Miko now. It's just one of those things that you don't want to end the night. You're like 3 of your friends. Like, it's like, okay, cool. Like, let's just try and enter a boho or somewhere. And you're calling them and they're doing, the 1 million minimum spend. It's a Wednesday. No one is outside. Like, nobody's outside.
Yep.
But it's so funny when you go, like, we were talking about this the other time, when you go out with a group of, like, guys and girls, and you can see when they start slowly pulling each man to start doing negotiations. You can see they'll be like, oh, let's step out real quick. You can see that they're doing table negotiation. Like, okay, we're going to split, like, calculating. Guy, it's real. It's like, guy, you guys actually try. I can't even lie. I actually cannot lie.
Please, let's start for me. Let's start for them.
You know when they say they start for the NHS?
Seriously.
Now we need to stop minimum spend culture. We need to stop it.
And also it's like, so I went out to Boho the other day. It was like, I think it was meant to be a DWC reunion or something like that. And I think one girl, like I met this one girl and she was saying that like she hasn't been back to Lagos since she left, like graduated from DWC. And when she was in DWC, when she graduated, her parents were like, obviously, no, when you're 15, your parents are like strict. So her parents didn't let her go out. So this was her first proper night in Lagos. So when she came, she was like, where's the dance floor? I said, you're in the wrong
country. Not that type of party.
Why more? She said, oh, where's the dance floor? I said, baby girl, Nigeria
can't. The couch. Take yourself
just Christmas place. I was like, baby, Lagos is so section culture. Which, like, I mean, apart from Obi's house, but I think even Obi's house as well is becoming.
No, Obi's house is also parks.
Really, like section.
The best place for me, to be honest, if you want space, is Mako. Like, if you actually want space.
Yeah, but Mako is like more like a
it's a chill, like a lounge kind of thing.
That's my type of vibe,
Should I do my own?
Yes.
Okay. So, what did you say?
I haven't done mine own.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. So with me, for the whole Dirty December thing or Dirty December or whatever, like, can we like normalize maybe not going to the club?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
It's like we're tired. We're getting older. Let's leave it for the youths. Like it's not like I'm that old though, but you know what I mean? Like it's too much. Like we're forcing it. Why are you going home and it's 7 a.m.? Like it's just too late. Realistically, does that make sense? Every single day. I remember I was in the strip club, I was sleeping like this. Like it's just like that's for me. I'm over it.
I think the thing that's interesting as well is that so when I used to come, the last time I was in Lagos, by the way, was like 6 years ago before I came back this time. And what did I used to like about that time, which is completely different to how it is right now, is that it was a variety of different things. There used to be that was that pool party that happened at the end of the year that was in the Copacabana. So it was always like a variety of maybe someone was doing the moist what's that? There's another beach house. Like not moist beach, but it was like it was before Landmark became big. There was one beach house that people used to go for, like, it was like a beach party.
Oh, I think I know. So I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but then when Landmark was now a thing, people used to go to Landmark for like, but it was like, Lagos in December was like different vibes.
Yeah, it was
different. It was not only just, now it was like, every day is that
Obele,
I was going to say RSVP. Obele for real. But it's like, I also think that also has a part to play with the government kind of, they're limiting what other activities that we can do when they destroyed like Landmark Beach and stuff like that. Because it's like now, apart from if you're doing candle making or paint and sip, what else is there really to do at night?
Yeah, that's true. Like, well, I think that's what people come to Lagos. They actually come to Lagos for the clubs though, low key. That's why they can be charging 1M because
and they know that you will pay for it because that's what... It's the most available thing to do at that time.
Let us, the women too. If you invite a woman, like, let's go to one event, Landmark, let's be real. I should go to come with you. When she has a boy invite, let's be real.
Okay, I understand that. But I feel like we need to bring back, like, actually hosting events. Like, not like... and but you know how there used to be organizations that used to host like things? Because now when they do that, it's mostly for the younger crowd, like the 21, 22. But there was a time where like you will go to Copacabana and you will see people that are like 10 years older than you. Like it was a different mix of like people that just graduated, people that were older. But it's like a mix and mingle thing. But they don't do that anymore. Now it's only like club. But if people that like organize those kind of things brought this back, if everybody's going to be there, babes go where everybody is. So if everybody is going to be at this one event, you think they're going to say, "Bo"? They'll go to Bo and it'll be empty and the uncles. They're not going to go. Do you get what I'm saying?
Would you guys go for a rave in Lagos? Apparently that's the new thing.
Rave
like
uns.
Oh,
you know, for the vibes, why not?
Yeah. But like, I feel like Lagos have good uns music. When I was in Mako, I was like, hey, do you wanna party? They have some good, because America, I don't like that. I don't like their raves because it would not be just beats. You can't even hear you don't feel like you're in Mandela.
Afro house is nice. Afro house is nice.
Oh, there's a place here?
No, it's like a genre of like the uns.
Oh, I love
I
love house music as well. And Afro house is nice.
Bring the video for me. Bring Oble.
Detty. You don't like uns?
I can't do it. It's like, but not regularly, not back to back.
Sometimes I feel like it frees me. I just love that music.
I love because you just kind of like go with
it makes you feel like, I don't know, it's like you're in,
you don't have to do some sort of like
or something. Like give me some vibes now. So every day leg walk, some soft swaying. You understand? You understand? But obviously, like Nigeria is like our home and stuff. But is there anything like? Do you guys feel like there's a culture shock every time you have to come back to Lagos? Do you feel like when you come back, you're like, there's a culture shock or not really?
I feel like it takes like a day or two to settle in usually. Like when you come back, it is like a shock. I wouldn't really call it a culture shock. I think it's just like with normal, like even if you were to travel abroad somewhere and it's like you're in a hotel room, like it would take like a day or two for you to adjust. I feel like that's the same way for me when I come here. But it's not really like a culture shock. Like
no, it is for me because like how do you live like this?
Yeah.
I think every time I'm always like,
for real,
how do people live like this?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it depends on how often you come back and stay. So, but the first time because I hadn't been back for I think about 3 years, for longer than a month. Yeah. And it was the shock you're talking about. I was just like, how can you do this? But I think once you kind of acclimatize, because if not, you will run mad. But I don't condone obviously supporting bad behavior and encouraging them of not doing what they need to do well. Like when you go to get your whatever service you want done. Right. But I think to preserve your sanity, I think there's a level of I have to choose my battles. Of course, I'm not going to just But I think it depends on how often you come back. Because I feel like if you take a while before you come back, it will always
be a shock.
Be like, oh my God, what's going on?
And I agree with that because I feel like my own, I do think exactly like KY, I do think mine is a culture shock because it's like when I come back, and I don't want to sound like that person because like Nigeria is my home and I'm not like that person that's like, oh my God. But sometimes I'm like, it's actually an easier way of doing things.
It's
actually an easier way of doing things.
Yes.
Like,
you can never get used to it. You can never.
I think it's like similar to what you said. For example, maybe if I come back, Easter break, summer break, every little break, I'm back. Like you said, you get acclimatized.
But
to
doesn't mean that
like,
it doesn't mean that it's fine. But it's not frustrating. It's always going to be frustrating.
It's like you're jaded, right? You become jaded to it. Yeah. But it's like if you only come back maybe December and you know maybe it's only once a year or maybe twice in a year. Then anytime you come back because you've gone back to a culture or an environment where things actually work.
Things work. Yes.
So when it comes to somewhere where things are not working, even you'd be like, don't you guys want to easier for yourself?
But I think Nigerians love suffering or they glamorize. If you did not suffer to get that thing, you did not do it.
You didn't do it.
You just didn't do it. And I think there's and even the security guard also wants to make sure that you also suffer. Everyone wants to make sure you're also suffering. Yeah. Because let's all suffer together. That's the only way it works. Yeah. And I don't know why, because it's like you said, there's an easier way of going about things. There's a more straightforward way of 1, 2, 3 and it's done. But no, they'll do 1, 2, 5, 8, 100.
Now come back. We like processes in
Nigeria. That's true.
And that thing again, plug culture. You need a plug for everything.
Yes.
You want to go. Plug. Who's your plug? You want to enter here. You need a plug. Why?
And I feel like you're not a social person. I think sometimes that makes you not go out to do things because then you don't know people to hook you up with those things. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, so why should I not be able to have access to certain things just because I don't know someone? It's not. I don't think it's
unfair.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, and I agree with that whole like even the plug culture because I remember during New Year's we wanted to do like crossover and then do like Mako, right? And obviously Mako was tough. Like everybody was doing guest list was full and I think they were really, really strict that night. So that's how I was talking to one of my friends And then he was like, his auntie was even saying that she wanted to go to Mako. She just called the owner, and the owner put her on Mako, even though it's like she's not part of. But that's Nigerian culture.
Yeah.
Nigerian culture is literally like, if you don't get somebody who's inside or can help you, nothing for you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I understand that. It's also a thing that I also do love about our culture. It's like a bittersweet thing. I love the fact that like that's why people move back, because the connections you can. You come, you meet somebody, they know the person that you're trying to get in contact with. You jam. It's easy access, which is why we love it, right?
Just like earlier today,
I know, right? He said we'll get our contact number.
That's young.
Like a year later.
Yeah, so it's really one of those things where like I love that about our culture, like the community aspect of it. But then when it now becomes the entire lifestyle where it's like you can't even do regular things, like why is it that when I'm going to the bank, my daddy has to call the bank manager to let him know that we're coming? Why is it that you can't even just go to the bank? Like,
that's true.
I don't know any bank manager at Capital One. I just go to Capital One and do my stuff. But before we go, if we're doing bank, my daddy has to call the bank manager. If we're doing fuel, my daddy has to call the fuel person. It's like every single time you step out, you have to call to make sure that somebody will make it go smoothly. NIN, my daddy has to call the person. It's like nothing, because it's like if you don't have that plug, you will sweat, you will wait, you will suffer. And it's crazy. But so the next question was, what is something about living that you loved about living in Nigeria when you were younger that is no longer available
this is
now?
an easy question.
Really? What is it?
So yeah, I feel like we already spoke about this, but just like the cost of living in general. Like I think when I think it was you that told me about like your brother having to pay only like 1K for like to go to school.
Yeah.
Like so, I guess, like you said, I know it's not a thing that we had to worry about back then, but it's just like you could just get so much more for your money.
Yeah. Because at that time, so when my eldest brother was in Grange, it was 1,000 naira for school fees, I think a year or something like that. Because it was like matched from like naira to pounds or like equivalent. So it was very, very affordable. But now it's not like that. But I think for me, one thing, I think hangout culture.
So I was just gonna say that's the one thing that hangout culture. It's just being able to go to somebody's house and just chill, and it felt like you were doing something, like not like it was a party, but it was, you always had a good time. Food was going to be there, drinks was going to be there, and it was unplanned. You just go, you just do it, and you have a good time. It's a good vibe.
The older we get now, it's kind of like, oh, let's go RSVP, let's go. It's like nobody just says come to my house and chill anymore. Unless like an event.
I still say come to my house and chill, guys.
But it's like, or even like on a random Tuesday, let's go to ICM. I kind of miss that ICM part there. I don't know. Just go there, you go for a walk. Okay, we decide randomly, let's watch a movie. Like just like a day that was just so unplanned and everything but I feel like because obviously we don't live here anymore, so everything is like on a short period of time. So everyone kind of like plans their day or has like different plans. It's like, okay, you can't just afford to wander because it's like you might have something else to do later on that evening or whatever. But I do miss
and traffic.
Yes, that's another one. Traffic.
Traffic. What about you, KY?
Same. Also like just your family and friends. Like we used to have like more family around, more friends around, but now some of your friends can't make it back. So it's always like,
that is actually true. Because there was when we were younger, I guess because every parents were paying for people's tickets. Everybody was back. Like clockwork summer. But now when you're actually at that time, you're actually the one buying. You would think before you drop that kind of money. You would think. So it's really one of those things where it's like now it's like there's some people that can't make it back, and like you end up going years without seeing some of your friends, and it is quite sad. So what is something that you guys used to take for granted in Nigeria that you appreciate now that you live abroad?
House help, workers.
No, God. Sorry. No. That's a real stuff.
The way you have to really labor, it's like you're not love. It's like you don't have love at home. And the people that actually care about you in your house in Lagos. But really, I would think having help to just do things makes life easier, and you can focus on other things that are important to you. Whereas I feel like if you're in America or in England and getting that service is way like it's difficult and things like that. I feel like it's just more pressure and it's just harder. I would say.
This is, sorry to cut you off. This is kind of off topic. Well, it's on topic, but a little bit off. But would you guys get like, you know, those Tesla robots? Apparently that's what they're supposed to do.
Money, absolutely.
So can I be honest with you, I'm scared that they will just come and attack me.
But
for the most part, I would watch too much. No. I genuinely have a fear that I would just be, maybe I asked them to microwave something and then the microwave would just burst. I would just, you know, but I would.
Because that's the whole purpose of them. They're meant to
make your life easier.
Give you more time to allow like you
but
to
if you can
enjoy
afford
your
a Tesla robot, you can afford a permanent nanny.
True.
Yep, that's fair
And
enough.
I'd rather be a human being because I feel like they have a certain level of care. Because at the end of the day, like me, I've always said if I had the money, I'd probably bought it. Not maybe to come and help me remove my braids, something like that.
Yes.
But I would, even in terms of like my own care, like food, helping me do groceries, I would prefer a human because it's a human aspect that robots can never actually take away. You know what or like replace. Sorry, but one thing I have missed for me is like home service. Like you take, that's something I take.
Oh yes,
That's one thing I took for granted. The fact that even when I was going to school, the person would come and braid my hair. Like just when I was younger, going to school, like you can't literally get anything done in your house. That in America, you have to time your day because everything will not close at 5 p.m. You have to start planning. How am I going to? It is long. That's one thing. Like every time I come to Lagos, I'm like, you know when they say as soon as I step in that Murtala Mohammed, oh my senses. Because it's true. I don't have to think about nothing. Like everything just. True. Anything you want, you just call them, come to my house. But in America, it's like you have to be an adult, you have to be responsible, you have to plan things. And that's one thing I really took for granted. I really appreciate now. What about you, Queen?
I'm trying to think. Honestly, I feel like you guys took all the good ones. To be honest.
Fair enough.
Like, I guess depending where you live, I'll just say the weather. Like the weather here is pretty like
warm.
It's pretty just chill, warm. It's not too hot, but it's not obviously it doesn't get cold. But that would be the only thing I can add to what you guys said.
I think for me it has to be like family and friends all around.
I was about to say that, you know.
Family and friends.
I was thinking
around.
about that. Yeah.
So even me, I went back to Kaduna a week ago or so, and I hadn't seen a lot of my cousins, and like some of them I just met them that day self. Genuinely. And it was like I think it's been 7+ years since I've seen them, and it's just like wow. It's really hard to keep in touch with your family and maintain those bonds. Whereas before, if you were schooling in Lagos or whatever, if you go back to where you're from to see your family or they come over to see you, it's easy. You're not going to be in London or UK or Canada or wherever. Like it's just 1 hour, highest 2 hours to come down to see if you're flying or something like that. So I would say.
Okay, so even touch on what you said, right? My baby cousins, they're literally like my kids. I love them so much. They were complaining about, because they're now in a new school. They went to a different school for primary and then a different school, they're in boarding school now for secondary. And they love their primary school so much. It was day school, whatever. Now they're in boarding school and they hate it. And they keep complaining about like, oh, they can't even spend time with their friends, blah, 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 blah. And what I was telling them was that like, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about, like what do you miss about Lagos is that we had a lot of people that left our school like year 7 or year 8 or whatever. But like half term or summer, they're back. And it's like, that is how you keep, when your friends come back into the country and you see them, that's how, even I have this, one of my closest friends left our school in year 7 and we're still thick as thieves. But it's because the time that you guys are in the same place, you make the most out of it. I was telling them, I was like, it's not based on you guys are in the same school that you guys are close. The benefit of Lagos and what I would hate for you guys to miss out on is the connection during the summer breaks and whatever breaks you have when you're back in Lagos, that you can actually meet up with people that you love, because that is one thing that you're not really gonna get the older you get, because it goes back to what we're saying about people are not gonna like that. My friend, if I'm not in London, she doesn't come back to Lagos anymore. So if I'm not in London, I don't see her. But it's like we're still so close because it's like we had built that fundamental relationship when we were kids. So as a kid, I feel like you kind of take advantage. You don't see how important it is to like build that connection like with your friends, like stay in touch, see them, because those are what is holding, like that's really the foundation of a lot of relationships, like adult relationships now.
100%. I think for me, a lot of my really close friends now, I went to secondary school with. I'm sure it's probably the same with you guys as well. Me personally, I like boarding school though. I don't know. But like, it was so fun for me.
I love boarding school as well. I don't know. They just, I guess it's the school itself, not the boarding.
I didn't go to boarding school.
Really?
At all?
Yeah, my mom just had beef with boarding school.
My mom did as well at some point.
Had beef with boarding
What's
school.
Caleb?
Caleb.
Okay.
I know people that went to Caleb. My mom had a beef for me because I wanted to go to. I wanted to be out of. You know when your parents are pissing you off and you want to be out of that house. I wanted to be out of that house so bad. In secondary school, my mom said, "You're not ready. Same. And it's true. Like I feel like I really wasn't, because I eventually went to boarding school for like sixth form and I loved it, but it was like, I could understand how like the concept of like freedom being in boarding school, but Nigerian boarding school, some of them, not all of them obviously, sometimes can be really hard, especially because they know your parents are so far away, so they can do and they know they'll get away exactly. They know they'll get away with anything. So the teachers are hard on you, the kids are hard on you. So it's like I liked that buffer of like going home, and I think it also sometimes like well, you're really close to your parents, so you had a really good like boarding school experience. But some people, because they went to boarding school from such an early age, they have that distance between them and their parents because you know.
Yeah, I had 3 lessons teachers waiting on me.
Yeah,
boarding school was like,
came back home.
They're waiting for you.
You can't
4
let me
p.m.
back
to
home
8 p.m. Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday.
Damn.
God help me, I missed one. Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
What a day.
Standard.
And I really hated when like so some of my lesson teachers came
Shout out
from
to
school.
Mr. Balku.
Mr. Yakubu, I like that name.
Yeah.
Shout
out to the 3 of them.
No, for real. Because guys, sometimes my lesson teachers came from like my actual school. So they would leave school because obviously like after school we used to play, we'll just co-curricular, we'll be hanging out. So I'll get to school and they're already waiting. I'm like, you can't even let me warm some rice or stew. Then let me just put something soft in my belly before, like guys, it's like that thing I used to dread it. Like I used to dread lesson after school. But are there any customs or traditions that you feel are more special to you now than when you lived here? I think it's kind of, is it not like kind of the same?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like a similar question? Is that something that...
Can you say the question again?
Any customs or traditions that you feel are more special? Like what is the custom or tradition that you feel like is more special, like it's special to you now that
it wasn't that like that before?
Yeah, like that.
I think the obvious one that just came to my head was like, I guess maybe like weddings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back then it was not like,
it was like a
don't
chore.
even drive.
Yeah.
I don't
As a
wanna
kid,
go.
right?
I don't want to go.
No, we have after parties, man.
When I was a kid, I didn't go for the after parties, like wedding.
Like
No, it
wedding.
wasn't for us. But now it's like, it's just so, that's like a, it's like a thing now. You know what I
So
mean?
Penny, when are you going to marry? I need an after party this year. I need an
When
after
are the
party
wedding
this
plans?
year.
Bride. We're
Let's
coming
go.
home. Don't
Hey,
worry.
come on.
After this two, don't worry. You're all there with me. There are 3 different destinations right there.
Oh
But yeah, I think I agree with that because even this this Christmas, I dragged my cousins. God, they were rolling their eyes. They were like, you know Yoruba weddings where they're speaking like the what's it called, the lady that
Alaga.
God, they were like, she's annoying me. They were like, can she shut up? Like they were so guy, and it's so funny because obviously their kids are like 13. So for them it's just like, why am I here? I don't know anybody. But now they were like, who's getting married?
Well,
As a kid, I didn't care to go for weddings, but now it's like I'm looking. Where's the next one? I'm there. Like I'm there.
Saturday I have one. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
you can't
I'm already
wait.
called my dry cleaner.
Do you
Please
understand?
get that white ready. Please.
I love
Honestly,
that.
one thing I'll give like the Lagos girlies is like the way they like prep for wedding parties, makeup artists, hairstylists, ashrebi, like everything is on point. Like I love that. I love the whole process of like getting ready. It's so fun.
No, I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think that's kind of custom tradition. I feel. Yeah, I think it's mostly weddings. I think that's something that I didn't really value as a kid, but now that I come back, it's like mandatory.
When's the next one? Let's go.
When's the next one? Maybe
Let's
also
go.
like Ilashe. I love me some Ilashe.
Did you guys go when you were younger?
Yeah.
No, I didn't go.
I did.
I used to go to
But
like
not a lot.
Landmark where we just ride the horses.
Yeah. Like, Fontopia. Well, that was my Fontopia. Those water.
My mom did not like going to the beach.
Really? At all.
My
Even
first beach experience was 2022.
Okay,
Wow,
fair enough.
okay. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I went like 5 times, Sha.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
nice.
December.
We didn't really do beaches in Nigeria because I think they used to say beaches were unsafe. But we did like water. So, Fontopia was like water slides.
Yeah, water
and,
slides, all that stuff.
We
There
did
was one
Bar
in Okpebi,
Beach.
water parks.
Oh,
Who remembers
fair.
water parks in Okpebi?
I don't remember water parks because we lived on the mainland, but we used to drive to Fontopia before it closed down.
Yeah.
But I actually remember we used to do Bar Beach before Bar Beach
exactly.
became bad.
Bar Beach
Yeah,
is
Bar Beach before it became bad.
My mom never allowed any of that.
Which is fair enough because even Mami Water, this is parents to be very superstitious, so it makes sense.
Even like till now, like I don't. If I had to go to the beach, I'm going out. I can't tell her I'm going to that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Where are you going? No more. I'm not about to deal with that.
I get that. No, I hear that though. But because I don't know, even the beach was like, I don't know, did I care about it? I think maybe I cared about it. But like now it's kind of like you're somewhere relaxing with your friends. It's just like it's like a little excursion. I don't know, which is why I think I appreciate
Definitely
it
a day
more
trip
now.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and then what is one thing about living in Nigeria that you do not miss at all?
Living in Nigeria, I don't
that you
miss
don't
at
miss
all.
at all. Like, what's one thing that you don't miss this at all? Me, I can
There's a lot
start
of
You can
things.
start. There's a
the
lot of
traffic.
Oh yeah.
I don't miss that. Every time I have to be in traffic, and the driving is a combination.
I was just about
it's
to
a
say
combination of
the
both.
aggressive drivers.
The aggressive
in like it's just like who hurt you?
I think for me, it's even like I become so when I even hear the horn, like when every small thing that blow your horn, and people like I'm like
I won't lie, I'm guilty.
Yeah. It's a what?
I'm guilty.
No. I know it's part of the culture, right? But it's like, okay, yesterday I went out with my friend and we were turning into somewhere, but I think it was the wrong turning, right? So we're trying to reverse back and there was a car behind us. The car was beeping, 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 beeping.
Yeah,
so we're like, wait now. And as we were beeping, they were moving closer to us.
No one has patience.
You're moving closer to us.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So he's like trying to tell the guy like shift small, like we're coming out. So I guess the guy is now shifting. So as we're now reversing back, that's how the guy now enters our front.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
strong head.
My daddy always says 1 second of patience will not kill you. I don't know why Nigerians like.
It's like when you're rushing to go, everybody's rushing.
Everybody's rushing. Nobody even wants to. You even try to turn. Nobody wants to give you 1 second to turn. They don't want it. It's like everybody must be there. And that's why there's so many accidents here because it's like everyone is. So that's one thing I don't miss at all. Like the aggression with the driving and the traffic. Like traffic is getting worse.
I have a story about this. Like this was when I was here in the summer, and I remember. Oh my gosh, I will never forget this day. This was Davido's wedding day.
Thank God I was not here. Like the traffic, I mean.
No. And I just started an internship. So I think that was like my second day at work.
Yeah.
I got home at 1 a.m. What? I got home at 1 a.m.
Remember you even had to make it stop.
Yeah, I remember that. You had to stop
to just like
Zaza?
Calm my blood. No, not Zaza. I went to see. Calm my blood a little bit, eat, and then continue the journey.
I remember that story.
As I was continuing the journey now, I think I was about to make a turn into, I think it was Admiralty or whatever. And I must have, scratched one bus driver just slightly, you know what I mean? Because he was blocking the entrance. So I had to try and fit my way.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't lie, I'm kind of low-key impatient.
Yeah,
like, I'm just like, and that day was frustrating. Like, I was on the road for 6 hours.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I hit him a little bit, whatever, got through, and then he started chasing me. Imagine like. Literally, I will move my car and he will bring his car in front of me. Those white buses.
Yeah.
That's what
How do you resolve it?
He got out of the car and started banging on my window like, "Come out, we'll fight today." This is a man. Yes. He kept following me. I'm telling you, it was like it went on for like maybe 20 minutes. He was like, I'll move my car. He'll come and move his bus and block me as well. I had to call someone and like be like, "Yo, look, I think I'm in trouble." He was like, "That person you're calling, bring him here." I was like,
don't play. Don't play. Bring me here is crazy.
Nah, I was getting so flustered. It was too much. Oh gosh, please.
That is a lot. That's actually a lot. Nigeria is hard. They don't play.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's crazy because it's like, even the other day, like yesterday, someone was ordered a dispatch to me. One day we'll actually talk about those dispatch drivers because they're not okay. They ordered a dispatch to me.
I was on the phone with one.
First
house on the street. It's the first house.
Bro, it's crazy. I got someone just dispatched to me. The dispatch came. I said, do you have change? Sometimes I feel like they say they don't have change because they just want to keep the change. Do you have change? I think it was like 1,580. I think I had 1,600, so it was like maybe like 14 naira change. But I can't lie. Me, I'll still say, do you have change? He said he doesn't have change. I said, okay, if you don't have change. Because I hate when you ask Nigerians if I have change and they say no. Because it's like, I know if you're only collecting cash. No. So I said to him, okay, do you do transfer? He said, no, I don't do transfer. It's only cash. I said, if you don't do transfer, it's only cash. Then I know you must have change. If you're only, everywhere you're going to. No, for real now. If everywhere you're going, you're collecting cash. There's no way you don't have change. He said, no. Okay, now, so I'm calling the person that ordered this. I'm like, he's saying he doesn't do transfer. So send him the money, like pay on the app. The person that ordered it, pay on the app and I'll transfer it to you. Then the guy's not getting impatient. The person has not called me. The person, he's like, do transfer. He doesn't say, send me transfer now. I said, I thought you said you don't do transfer. Do you know this guy is trying to argue with me, saying, you didn't say, do I accept transfer? You say, do I do transfer? Why would I send you transfer? I said, you too, why would you send me transfer?
Oh my God.
Are you okay? I was like, do transfer means, do you accept transfer? You're the rider. Why would I be asking you if you can send me a transfer? He was trying to argue with me. And I was like, even if the English you're trying to say does not make sense, use your intuition, your common sense.
I think everyone is just angry.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. But it was like, he was getting so, like, even the gate man, they had to come and even step in and be like, okay, madam, just go back and continue your hair. Because we were arguing with each other and the guy was yelling at me. I mean, so you want to yell at me, so I'll yell at you. We'll be yelling, they will do yelling match. But it's kind of like, at the end of the day, that guy tried to slap me. What would have happened? Do you get what I'm saying? Because like Nigeria, everyone is like aggressive.
Yeah.
Like you're saying that this guy is knocking at the window saying, "Come that" to a young lady.
Imagine. It's because I was by myself. That's why he even had to.
And even to touch on that, let's actually talk about, you know how they say like, like hospitality and stuff like that in Nigeria. Have you noticed how in Nigeria is the only country where you can be working with a man, not like a man that you know, but you're on the streets, and a man you will not even say ladies first. They don't do that anymore. Not a man like, okay, if I'm working with like my friends in the same circle, they usually are quite polite. But I mean a man men have this entitlement on the streets. The other day I was in the bank. There are 2 openings. I even, usually I even slow down small so that the guy can say, oh, because I don't want to jam anybody. The guy enter the door. Yeah. And he now enter the door. And I'm thinking,
they won't even hold it for you.
Guy, they won't even hold it. I said, what happened to Nigerians?
Laughing. Sorry.
I said, what is happening to my beloved country? Because Nigerian men are very chivalrous, but it's like when they don't know you, they feel like they don't owe you. Like, I'm like, what happened to courtesy?
Yeah.
Exactly. What happened to courtesy?
Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like, let's say you're a guy and you guys are like, I don't know, walking or going somewhere, all these security people, they will greet the man, they won't greet the lady. Yeah. And I'm just like, really, like, what type of mentality do you have to think that, I don't know if they think women are like below men.
Yeah.
They still
think like that.
I think they don't.
It's just like, are you actually?
They don't see women.
So something happened like earlier this year. So my friends were like trying to like take me out to like get my mind off something. And like I have a ton of like
female friends.
And every time they bring the bill, they are bringing it to me. And they're like,
no.
It's always like, why? Who told them the one paying for this?
Even yesterday I went for dinner and you know in America they always ask, are you splitting? They didn't even ask. They don't join the bill. But fair enough, he was one paying. But it was funny because it was like, they even asked me to go together.
It's not a discussion.
It's not a discussion. Like you said, they actually don't see women. But for me, I feel like it's that whole like walking in. That's the one that pisses me off the most because it's just like,
don't you have manners?
Don't you have manners? Like at least. People say excuse me, but it's like for them it's like as soon as you see a woman, and even sometimes I've noticed even with my own driver, if it's a man that's crossing the street, they let the man cross. If it's a woman, they be beeping. Calm down, chill now.
Or even like when you're driving and let's say you're holding up traffic or something and they pass you, it's even a woman.
Woman,
like,
women can't drive. That's
it's crazy.
It's very very crazy. Yeah.
Another thing, mopo culture.
Oh,
we need to
we were
stop
speaking
mopo
about
culture.
this.
Speaking about this.
Culture.
Yeah.
We don't know you. We don't know your daddy.
Oh God!
Stop going out like you're going to war. I told someone one day, I'll slap you on your mopo and you can't do anything. You can't do anything.
True.
We know that nobody's about to kidnap you.
We know
where you live.
Like,
for real.
Calm down. Let's calm down.
And they be walking with like because they have the mopo behind. They be walking with seats, and I'm like, nobody actually knows who you are.
Yeah.
Like what was it like? Where was it that we were going? So it was Knock. That someone was saying, oh. Is either you can be on the guest list or you can afford 40K. That's how it is with Mopo. Either your daddy is someone that's like rich or whatever like that, or you can afford to pay Mopo. It's nothing crazy. It's not they use this and they'll be taking picture like I said, because you can afford to pay more. Everybody can afford to pay. It's just a matter of choice whether you want to or not. So it's like because you paid what some of these Mopos, if you know some people maybe like 50K, 100K. Maybe like 150, you're paying that, and because of that, you're not raising shoulder. Like, but if that was how it is, everybody would be carrying Mopo in this Lagos.
Please, you're adding to the traffic.
You're adding, bro. God, like with 3 cars, like
relax.
With 3 cars,
we don't even know you or your daddy.
We don't even know you, bro.
That's the thing. Is like you're not really of anyone of importance that people want to inflict harm upon you.
And
you
that's the
need
thing.
protective services. Like, let's be so for real,
guys. You know when people, I won't call them IJG because they're not really IJGs, but the ones that come back, oh my gosh, are you sure they won't kidnap me? Like, who are you?
I mean, to be fair, the ones that have not been here before.
But still, it's like, they don't know who.
But I can't lie, the economy is bad where people just want, because they want the money. Because especially if you're coming from America.
But I don't think they kidnap that much of people in Lagos.
No, Lagos.
Like in other areas of Nigeria, yes. But in Lagos, let's be so for real. Where are they carrying you?
Yeah, usually kidnapping is like an inside job. It's like they know who you are. They know that you can pay them. It's like, if they just
but if you're coming from America, I feel like people, because the economy is so bad, I feel like people just ask it. That would be a
inside job. Who knows you're coming from America?
Why are you talking like, oh my God, can I get that Naira?
No, they're not going to kidnap you because of that. Because how many times have you heard that, like, oh, someone from abroad got kidnapped in Nigeria? It's usually people that, like, they stay here and they know that you have money to pay.
I think really in other states, it's really not that. To me, I don't think it's a big deal.
Outside of Lagos.
Yeah, outside Lagos, no,
that's different.
If you're driving.
Yeah, but Lagos, no, I really don't think so. So like, you don't need all of that.
You don't need all that Mopo. Like,
and truthfully, and the thing that annoys me about the Mopo is that you guys are coming to events or spaces that everyone is kind of matching dollar for dollar. Like, people's parents are matching dollar for dollar with your own parents.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, we're coming to spaces where you went to the same school. You get what I'm saying? We're all going to Miko. We're all going to Boho. You're not going somewhere that it's different if you're saying you're taking Boho because you're going somewhere that you feel unsafe.
So we can even beat you up inside.
No,
and come back outside.
And that's what I don't understand.
Even if your mopo will come and beat me after, I'm already beating you already.
That's for real. That's the thing I don't understand. It's like, you're going spaces with, like, who is your target audience when you're walking around with mopo? Because is it 100K that you're using to kind of raise shoulder? Do you get what I'm saying? When people are paying 1 meal for table, like, is it 100K you're using to raise shoulder? Like, that's the thing I don't understand, because it's like, when you walk in feeling you're so cool, who is your target demographic? I don't know. But anyways, guys, this was actually a really fun episode. I hope you guys had fun. Nice yappy little session.
Yes,
but
I'll send you my manager's contact next episode.
Don't let me hire Mopo for you. But thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys are taking notes, and catch you on the next episode. Bye.